Hi, this is Susan. You might have seen this pumpkin form at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to make a wreath. You'll just need a pair of jeans. You'll need to go out in the yard and find some stick. And I've already, for the sake of time, just been working on this. Now, this is needs to be about 6 to 8 inches, and curved would be even better. And you need it at least as big around as a quarter, if not bigger. And so, see, they only give you this tiny little bit of a stem right here. So I have wired this on with floral wire and put a piece of cardboard so that that'll catch the glue and get it sturdy. So you just want to try to get it going at an angle. And so for our jeans, I've gone ahead and cut off the bottom of the jeans, but don't do it till I tell you just what you need to do. Okay, now I'm working with about a size 10, but you know, they vanity size things, so you could probably get away with an 8, but depends on if the jeans have stretch in them, but not too much bigger than a 12. I think that the pockets wouldn't work. Okay, so you see I have cut these off about 6 inches, but let's get I put the form in it first before I cut them off. And so we want the pockets on this side. So we're going to turn them upside down or backwards and fit this in, and we're going to use all these clips to make sure it fits. Now, I made this a long time ago, and it's so cute. I just took it apart to show it to you again. The reason I love this so much is because it's denim, but also when I had it on my door, ladies would walk by and they'd go, "Ooh." And so I love their reaction. So first thing we're going to do is it's not zipped, so we're going to be gluing that. So we're doing what's called dry fit. And that is when you're working with fabric, it's to get everything in place before you sew, and we're doing it before we glue with our hot glue. Now, if you follow my channel, you know this is my very first big wreath or anything, because I've been doing nothing but miniatures on my channel. Now I've done a lot of big wreaths and big projects, but this will be my first filming. So, I hope you like this. And tell me if you are interested in seeing more I did months worth of wreaths. So tell me if you're interested in seeing more things. And I also used unusual things in my wreath, not just the typical. And I like doing that too. Odds and ends. Okay, so see what I'm doing here is I brought I like the waist right up at the top of because that you don't want, if you bring it up any higher to tuck under, then your pockets are going to be high. So you decide where you want your pockets. But I kind of wanted them to be, right in the middle of the fullness. Okay, so now you know that the back side of a pair of pants is fuller than the front side. So that's why you've got the pockets here, and also it's cuter. But you have to have more of the back side to turn under than you do this. See, there's plenty of excess on the front side of the jeans because it's in the concave part. But for the convex part, you need more material. So that's why I said make sure you put your jeans on first, and you make sure that you're cutting it past what you need for the fullness of the outside, the pocket side of your jeans. And then tuck everything underneath, as I'm doing. And we'll start easing in with gathers. And we'll pin everything, because when you get to the point of ready to glue, then you'll just unpin each one at a time. Now this over here is a little tricky. You'll need to work on that side, that spot, and pulling it in. So do that first and make it nice and neat looking on the other side. Now the thing you're keeping in mind also while you're doing this is that both these seams are equal distance from the edge, and that you're paying attention to on the other side that you've got your seam, the back side of your jeans, centered. Okay, so make little darts or little gathers, little fold overs, and you want to try to neaten it up, because you just want to before you glue it. Not that anybody's going to see the back side, but it would be nice if it's just a little nicer looking, especially if you're going to give it as a gift. Now down here by this right here, you want to decide on the other side, we'll look at it, if you want to fold over or, okay, so basically this is what we're looking at, but we do want this folded over. That will be glued over. Okay, so look at this side. Now see how we're doing? And now right here is what I was saying. You want to see, do you want to like take it and fold it, give yourself a little pleat right there, kind of neaten it up, or do you want to do a few different gathers? Because that's where, the fabric turns with the leg, and there's fullness there. So work on that a little bit. And keep in mind this seam needs to be centered. And all your fullness needs to fit on both sides. It depends on the size of your jeans whether you can just turn that under like I just did. So we're just making sure that the pockets this is centered with your stem, that these have the same amount of distance on this side and this side. And that you like where your pockets are. Now I have, in my other one that I'm going to finish up with, it has the Western style where they come like that, and I like that better, but you will put stuff on your pockets. Oh, look at this. You could hide some money in there. Maybe some jewelry. Don't tell anybody. Okay, so follow the other side, do the same thing. Okay, so you get the gist. We're just going to glue it up now with our glue. Just pull out one pin at a time, and then glue. And don't burn your fingers. Do it safely. Gosh, I just got it on the table. Hope I didn't burn the table. Jeez. I'm just not good. I'm not good with a curling iron, and I'm not good with hot glue. If you follow me in miniatures, then you'll know I never use hot glue. I'm just not good at it. Okay, so this is a really gnarly piece, and this is a great one. If you can find something like that and then break it, stand on it and break it, so that you get that tapered off effect, that's a great one. We'll put this string on. It's just that twine. We'll put that on last, so it's not in the way while you're working on it. But this one's already, like I said, I took it apart so I could show it to you. Okay, so you see how nice those look at the bottom where it's eased in. Make sure you don't get any glue on this side because it's your front side. When you're doing that, don't do excessive glue. And actually, I use D6000, and then clamped it because I thought it would soak in a little bit better. But I found that this Gorilla hot glue, it's working really well. So the Gorilla is good. Okay, so I've tightened it up a little bit, neatened it up. So even the back side, if you give it as a gift, still the back side looks cute. Stick them a little note in there maybe if you're giving it as a gift. Also, you want to check your jeans before you cut them up. Make sure you didn't tuck anything in any of the pockets. Okay, so when we have it at this point, I want to put some leaves underneath my flower and ribbon. So I'm going to stick those in and check and make sure they're the right side up that you like. And this is all, you know, what you like to put on it and when you're going to use it, because I know that we kind of have a September time, and that's what I made this for, was September into October, when I'm not ready for Halloween, and I'm, you know, I have one Halloween wreath that I put up, but it's, you know, it's like sunflower time. Sunflower's the end of the summer. So I brought this out to show you. This is real cute with denim. And let me get this. I'm telling you, hot glue scares me. I always burn myself. So you could put this. I got some glue strands across it. Anyway, you could put that. That looks really good together. Yellow and the denim. That looks great. You could do that. And what I've done is I just turned those under and I glued them so they come to a point. And you could do it with them, without the strands. It's up to you. I think they look good with them if you just want to do that. Now, I did this. I used Dollar Tree ribbon. They have these ribbons that are 2.5 inch by 108 inches. They look kind of burlap-y, kind of linen-y, rayon. So this bow, this is just looped. They're just equal size, just basic. And then I just use the twine to tie it together. And so they have this with pumpkins as well. But I think the sunflowers is like the end of the summer. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. So that's just 5 turns if you want to fluff it out, 4 or 5. And then this comes down about 10 inches to the point. And this one that I decided on originally has the 2 colors, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4 turns. It's up to you how many you want to use. And I did do the ends, cut those, both of them. One stands out a little bit more than the other. Straighten those out and make them look good. Now, I'm going to glue this over, and I will need to pull these leaves out. So get your leaves where you want them. Make sure they're facing forward. And make sure when you glue this down, now this I couldn't tear it out, but it's just a sunflower that I glued into the ribbon after I just wrapped the ribbon around and tied it off with twine. And so I need to make sure that right here that I have this centered. It has to be centered with this seam in the back, that everything's equal distance before I glue. And get my leaves where I want them, and then we'll press down. And you might want to, the leaves, you know, they kind of turn upside down, so you might need to hot glue Uh-oh, I just pulled that one off. Don't do that. Just get them all the way to the end. But they're just a backdrop to the ribbon. Okay, so let's get this. And then you can fluff away. Okay, so if you've been to Dollar Tree, you know that they have these wonderful fall fabrics. And we're going to make like a handkerchief. So take the one that's handkerchief, kind of plaid. I thought that went nicely with the decor. You could make a ribbon out of one of these as well. If you wanted to tear it, tear strips, then you get the rigid edge, the frayed edge. So we're going to cut this just this size, smaller than a real handkerchief, because we just need it in a pocket. So I've got kind of lined it up, and I'll just use the one I have, so I won't cut up that. You fold it over, and then start. I have a pin through it. Start putting it together. You want it pulled out right here. So kind of, now you might prefer to cut this off, but I'm just going to tuck it in the pocket for the sake of time. And for this, we're wanting to make sure it comes out to the edges, comes this hump, and then we're going to glue it so that it comes down. We'll just put a little glue there, a little glue dot, and safely touch that down. And then you can play with it and neaten it up. Okay, the other thing, I got this one thing did not come from Dollar Tree, it came from Hobby Lobby. And that is, they didn't have this at Dollar Tree. They did have something that said something, Friends or Fall or something. But I liked this one, Happy Fall. And this is up in the front of the store at Hobby Lobby. And so I tied some twine onto it. And I think this is cute, just hanging off this other end, and you could put knots in your twine however you want to do it. Isn't that fun? I think it's turned out really cute. Now you're probably thinking, oh, what should I do with the leftover material that I have left over? So let me show you what I did with that. But before we go there, I'm going to draw a name. If you know, I am giving away gifts because I reached my 1,000 subscribers. Sorry, 100,000. Be nice, wouldn't it? My 1,000. I don't know how to say this name. NECHIG 4754. And you've been with my channel for a while. I recognize the name. NECHIG 4754. Congratulations, I'm going to send you a gift. You have a week's time to let me know that you got this, and give me your address. And my email is in the bio. Okay, so what I did with the, oh gosh, I got glue. Looks like I got glue on the jean. Somehow it came down. So don't do that. Don't get glue except under the flower. Oh, goodness, I'm so bad. Anyway, you won't see it. My grandfather always said you can't see it on a bucking mule. So this is what I did. This goes on the fireplace mantle that it had this strip left over. When you cut out that square, you'll have this strip. So it's, if you tear it, then it'll kind of have a little bit of a fray, and you make that into your bow. Get a leaf. Now how I did this, you're asking, is, let's see, where am I going to put this? We won't make it, I'll just tell you, so that way you can see the parts. Okay, so on the leg, after you cut it off, you have the seams. So see, the inside seam is a lap seam. So when you go to cut that, cut it along the edge that's turned over. Go ahead and cut that flush. But on the edge that's not turned over, that's got this stitch here. So see, this is the edge that's turned over. Cut straight on that. But this edge is not turned over, so we want to turn it over. So cut this extra so that you can hot glue that. And be real careful that you don't burn yourself, because it's tight. Okay, so I did it, so you see, I did it down at the other end. And that way it's nice and neat trim. And then you'll also have a piece for the cut extra on it at the your hem. And that I used right here. Okay, so then take this piece, and I used really flared jeans on this pumpkin, so take as big a flare part as you have. This one's a little bit wider than this side. And I used that. Now this you can cut out of cardboard. This one was damaged. It had paint screwed up. So I asked him for a discount on it at Dollar Tree, I think it was. May have been Hobby Lobby, but you could just make this out of layers of cardboard. Just get some good thick cardboard. Now see, it's actually on the side too. So cut all you can, including your hem. This is hem used. And then this is the double lap. So take your one widest piece and sculpt it to your shape, and then take your other piece and do a moon cut out of it and glue it on before you cut it. That way, you know, you can snip a little bit as you go to get it right, to get it that curved shape, and then it'll be curved for you to come in and cover the curve with the trim. And then don't forget to put some on the side, so if you see it from the side. So it's just a cute use of your leftover denim. So there we go. You could put a happy fall, because there's 4 of them in that package. And that's what, 40 off or 50 off, something. It's $1.99 on that package. So you could put that here too. You'll enjoy using these. These are cute. I like it to swing, so I just pinned it on. So there you go. So happy fall, everybody. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And let me know if you'd like to see. I know I've only been doing miniatures, so let me know if you'd like to see more wreaths and the bigger things that I've made in the past. And please subscribe and please like. And I'd love to hear your comments. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.